That day of the MRI, we go to get checked in and they're like, okay, you're here for your brain MRI. And I'm like, oh, okay. I knew something was going on. To the magnitude of what it ultimately became, absolutely not.
We had a bunch of tests like day after day, and I mean, balancing school, it was very stressful because I just wanted to be like a normal kid, not have to go through all these tests that I had never even heard of before, let alone go through them. I was younger, so I didn't totally understand that they had found a mass in my brain.
We said from that first night, not even fully understanding what was about to happen, we said, like, all right, we're gonna band together, choosing the mindset that we're gonna rise up and fight and be strong. No matter what the outcome is, we said we're gonna make it a good ride.
When I was diagnosed on May 2nd, I had 4 rounds of chemotherapy, and I was treated at Newark Beth Israel Medical Center in Newark, New Jersey. And then in August of 2018, I started my proton radiation therapy, and I was treated at the Laurie Proton Center, and that was a part of Rutgers Cancer Institute of New Jersey and Robert Wood Johnson.
What is proton therapy? That, at the end of the day, it's just another form of radiation. You can't see it, you can't feel it. But a ray of particles enter your body, deposit all their dose of radiation. It kills the DNA of bad cells and spares those normal cells. It allows us to really just limit the amount of secondary effects, whether it's an adult or child, that needs radiation therapy.
During my treatment, it was very scary, because I had just had all these tests, and now, less than a month later, I have to do even more things. And now they weren't tests, but they made me feel mentally sick and physically sick, and that was very scary.
I remember we go through our first round of chemo and she wasn't that sick and she looked totally fine. So like, oh, we can so do this. This isn't so bad. We're all gonna be fine. And then 10 days later, like, you're in the shower and like her hair's coming out in my hands in my bathroom. It made it really, really real.
So after I finished radiation in about October of 2018, so my radiation took about 2 months, and I was, officially done with treatment, but then I had to go into this new stage of post-treatment.
Like, you're so excited and you want that moment of, like the cancer's gone and all of that, and you kind of like wait for it, the final scans, the final like spinal tap and things like that. So we get the news that everything's clear and they can officially say it's no evidence of disease. So we were like, oh my God! But then we're like, okay, how do we tell Grace? So it was her 10th birthday when we found that out.
Which, was the best news ever. Now I get to celebrate double because it's a cancer-free day and a birthday which I enjoy. So post-diagnosis, my life has definitely changed. I feel stronger, and like my mentality, I feel a lot stronger than I was when I entered my treatment. And I feel definitely a bit more mature because I spent a lot of time in the hospital than many people do in a lifetime. So it just made me realize like what it means to kind of be here and like appreciate the gift of life.
Proton therapy really allows us to limit the dose of radiation. At one point in her life, she had no hair because she had chemotherapy and some radiation. And now she's a normal child, has perfect neurocognition, has a nice set of hair, and is able to function at the fullest of her abilities.
So when I was born, my parents chose a charity for me and my brother. And mine was St. Jude's, which is a pediatric cancer research hospital. And I did that every year until my diagnosis. And I was like, it's kind of ironic how I was trying to raise money for pediatric cancer before I was actually diagnosed. And so I really wanted to start something that was my own independent, but still supporting the people who I did before. In December of 2019, it was like when we first got the idea to start With Grace.
So we started the With Grace initiative. Driven by Grace, and we want to be able to give back.
Raising awareness, so I think that speaking really helps me raise awareness, saying that childhood cancer is not rare and it affects a bunch of people.
We're really built on 3 pillars. So the first one is direct care, the second one is research, and then the third is awareness.
And I think that just kind of getting involved in any way that you can is important, because any donation, any type of impact helps.
Not a day goes by that we're not fortunate for our outcome. Not a day goes by that we're not aware of how, how our journey has gone, but it doesn't go the same way for everyone.
I still do the donations, but rather now it's for my treatment center. But it just makes me realize why birthdays, because I just get to celebrate being alive and being here and being no evidence of disease, which I think is important to celebrate that.